I have created this video cast so you can watch how to create personal budget, starting with the originating file that you have downloaded in Module 1. The very first thing we're going to do is to merge and center the first row to create the title for the spreadsheet. So I'm going to select row 1, columns from A to M. And I'm going to, on the Home tab, going to click on Merge and Center in the Alignment group. This will merge all the cells in row 1 from column A to M and will place the text in the center. I'm going to do the same for the subtitle, Monthly Estimates. And now I want to make these title and subtitle a bit more visually attractive, so I'm going to select them, both of them. And to do this, you can click on the cell and then press the Control key and click on the next cell, or just select both of them simultaneously. Then I'm going to go to the size, and I can change it to different sizes, either by using the actual font size option, or I can click on Increase Font Size option and use that button. I'm also going to apply a color by clicking on this Font Color option. You can either choose one of these colors or click on More Colors and choose Custom Color and choose one of the colors you like. If you kind of found the color that you like, but you don't like the intensity of it, you can use this bar with the sliding leveler, and you can choose the intensity of the color. Click OK. Now I'm going also click Bold Font, either by using the button here in the font group or pressing the Control B. Okay. And now I'm looking at it, I think the subtitle should probably look slightly not as focusing as the title. So I'm just going to decrease size for the subtitle. The next step I'm going to do is to populate the rest of the months in these columns. To do this, I'm going to use the Excel's feature for autofill. So all I have to do is to click on January, which is cell B3, and I'm going to click and grab the fill handle, which is located in the bottom right corner of the active cell. So I'm just pressing on it and dragging it all the way down, and it auto-populates all the months. I'm going to do the same for expenses. All right. So now I'm going to format it a bit so it's a bit makes more sense in a visual aspect. So I'm first going to select the income expenses, and I'm going to apply the same color as for the title and subtitle. So I'm going to click on it and make it bold. All right. So the next thing I'm going to do is to increase indent for the items under income and expenses. So I'm going to select wages and dividends, go to alignment group, click on increase indent, and do the same for the expenses. Okay. Now I need to make some calculations. In this case, I'm going to use the AutoSum function that is available in Excel. It's located on the Home tab in the Editing group. So all I have to do is to click on cell B6 where I want to see the AutoSum output, and then click on AutoSum, and actually smart enough to figure out which cells I'm going to add. If you need to change those, you can definitely do this. To see the formula that's located in this cell, you can either look in cell B6 or you can actually look in the formula bar. It also shows that this cell is going to have sum function for the range of cells from B4 to B6. I'm going to press Enter button, and that populates the output of the formula. Now I'm going to grab the fill handle and apply it to the rest of the months. I'm going to do the same thing for the total of the expenses. I'm going to select the cell where I want to see the output, click on AutoSum, press Enter, and now I'm going to grab this fill handle, drag it across to create the totals for the expenses for each of the months. The net is how much you have left for each month, is going to be the difference between the total of income and the total of expenses. To let Excel know that I'm actually going to enter in mathematical formula, the first thing I'm going to do, or to enter in the cell, is the equal sign. After that, Excel knows that whatever I enter after this equal sign, it's going to be needed to be treated as a mathematical formula. So I'm going to click on cell B6, which is the total income for January, and then type minus and subtract from income the total for expenses. So I'm going to click on the cell B17 and press Enter. So this is the difference between income that you got in January and the expenses. Now I want to apply the same function for the rest of the month. So I'm going to grab the fill handle and copy this formula for each of the months. As you see, it successfully added the information, the data for each of the months. If I click, for example, on the net for April, it'll show us that the net for April is basically difference between total income and total expenses, E6 and E17, as you see it in this formula bar. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is to add some formatting here. Let's say I want to emphasize the items here, make them bold. Or maybe it doesn't look as well. Maybe let's do only totals in bold, like this. Yeah, that definitely looks better. So let's apply this bold format for all totals. So I'm going to apply it for row 6. Then I'm going to press Control key, and while holding it, select the total for expenses and the net. Now I'm going to press Control B, and it'll make the font in the cells bold. We can also add some style. I'm not going to format it as a table, but I'm going to show you how to format it like a table. So if you select, let's say, the first row over here and go to fill color, you can choose some fill color that you can apply. I'm going to go to custom colors and choose one of the lighter ones, like this. And then I can choose, I'm going to highlight the next one and choose, again, in more colors, something which would match but look slightly different, maybe like this blue color. What do you think? That should look okay. So if I wanted to the rest of the table to look like it, or some of the cells to look like it, I can always select the style and click on Format Painter and paint whatever cells I want to look like this. For example, this style. I can also apply a slightly different color to the nets. So I can do it this way. And select the net. Okay. And let's say I will choose something like this to match the title and subtitles. Now the only problem is the text, the font of the numbers doesn't look too well, so I can go and change the font color to something light, maybe like yellow or orange or just plain white. And the last thing I'm going to do is to apply the formatting. So I'm going to select the entire spreadsheet. Not the entire spreadsheet per se, but the information on the spreadsheet. And I'm going to go to the number group and select the $sign, which can be either accounting in English, in Euro, or other formats. The other way to do it is to right-click on the selected area, click on Format Cells, and choose how you want these cells to appear. So right now we have accounting symbols. We can change it to currency symbols. We can change the type of the symbol right here. So I'm going to click OK, and now it looks, instead of accounting format, we have currency format. So this is basically the very first steps that you need to know when you start working with the budget. Formatting, how to apply basic total sum formula, and how to align the text in your data sheet.